Get ready for the dictation. Dictation will start in 5 seconds. Start. Mr. Chairman, sir, I would like to say a few words about the motion of thanks on President's address. We are lucky that the reins of our country are in the hands of a young leader. Sir, you may be aware that youth always aspires to attain great heights, and this is possible because they are fearless, courageous, and have a will to work. They carry the pupil along with them. History bears testimony to this. A youthful person is always dauntless, courageous, and has a goal to achieve. Hence, our Honorable Prime Minister not merely aspires to take the country, rather, he has resolved to accomplish the whole task on a bar footing. Here, I would like to say that India stands for firm determination. Those who are incapable to fulfill the resolution can never be considered Indian. The Honorable Prime Minister has initiated social revolution with full enthusiasm. He has launched a number of schemes for the upliftment of society and advancement of all the sections, particularly the youth. Consequently, social changes are taking place and various programs have been launched for improving the standard of living of the villagers. New shape is being given to the rural areas. The Honorable Prime Minister is not only concerned but also perturbed and anxious at the prevailing poverty and unemployment in rural areas and is determined to eradicate them. That is why the Honorable President mentioned the possibility of social and economic changes in the country. Employment has been guaranteed. The central government has made a provision to provide employment at least to one member in each family living below the poverty line. The farmers, workers, and youth have acquired adequate resources. They are now capable to fulfill their aspirations which they had dreamed of. They are fully satisfied with their means of livelihood. They are developing interest, faith, and dedication in political activities. But unfortunately, the people who consider themselves to be the successors of Mahatma Gandhi The man who was totally against speaking, hearing, and seeing evils have been indulging in all those evil actions. We could like to urge upon them that India has its own traditions, culture, and historical background. Indian culture is a guiding principle for the entire world, but we ourselves have lost our way, and nothing can be expected from such pupil. We will have to revive our identity which we have lost at present. Today, democracy and socialism are flourishing, and the feelings of brotherhood and unity are getting strong. We are celebrating Nehru centenary this year. We should try to evaluate the programs launched by Pandit Nehru. The government will have to propagate his principles. His words and deeds vary, so we will have to give a practical shape to the programs of Pandit Nehru. Otherwise, we would not be worthy of calling ourselves to be the successors of Mahatma Gandhi. So, I would urge upon the members of opposition to continue our struggle for the protection of the weak from the mighty. Full stop.